Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of September 3rd. Apologize for my voice a little bit. I'm going through some hopefully acute bronchitis right now, so I'm a bit under the weather here. Before we get fully started, let's go ahead and thank our Patreon subscribers, Mario Casillas and Rep Pally Rocks. Thank you guys so much for the support. Appreciate it very, very much. Now let's get into what's going on in the game, which unfortunately isn't a lot, but there are a few things to talk about as to what's going on in the game. So if you have not gone to Darkmoon Faire yet, we did talk about this last week, but if you head to the Darkmoon Faire, you will find profession quests there for yourself. Now, it can be mining, blacksmithing like me, it can be leatherworking, skinning, all these kinds of things. You're going to want to go through the fair and check with the NPCs. They'll have a yellow quest usually. If your NPC has a daily quest as well, they may appear as a blue quest, so you're just going to have to check people if you've never done this before. And they will not only give you some skill points in your crafting process. Let's say your blacksmithing like me is not fully leveled up yet. It will give you +2 skill points, but it also will give you the more valuable artifact knowledge, or not artifact knowledge, but profession knowledge, which is just highly valuable at this point in the expansion, right? Until we're all maxing everything out, profession knowledge is super, super valuable. So you can go there, get that. The quests are all super easy, super quick. Don't take a lot of effort whatsoever. So you can head to the Darkmoon Faire, get that up, get your profession knowledge, which again is super, super valuable. It's just a few points, but it's still very valuable. We have a PvP brawl this week, and it's Shadowpan Showdown. However, last week's PvP brawl got turned off and swapped to Comp Stop. So we will see if they decide to let this go on or if they decide not to do it or whatever. But it would be Shadowpan Showdown if they choose to follow the rotation or it's working. If not, it could be Comp Stomp again. It could be something else. We will see when it comes to that. But I know a lot of people are PvPing. PvP is definitely the most played in the first season or at the beginning of an expansion. And there does seem to be quite a few people actually PvPing right now, especially compared to like the end of Dragonflight when almost nobody was PvPing, frankly. So that's kind of cool to see too. So if you need to get your honor, you can also get, buy recipes, the PvP recipes with honor. You can buy all kinds of stuff with honor. So that's worth checking out as well. Other than that, unfortunately, there's not a ton going on. There should be, however, with the after maintenance today, the quest to finish unlocking the Earthen allied race. So there's a lot of like quests that you have to do, quest lines that you have to do throughout Kazalgar or whatever, throughout the new zones to unlock the Earthen. However, if you've already done all those, if you've done every other step, the last step should be unlocked. So that'll be a bit of content to do. I'm sure there's a little bit of a story with it. Who knows how long it is? Could be very short. I've been pleasantly surprised with the length on some of these follow-up story quests since the launch. But we should have that available to do. And then, of course, since there's pretty much nothing else to do, I'm guessing everyone's going to be making an Earthen and trying it out. Not necessarily the strongest throughput option as far as a allied race or a race goes in the game, but still seems kind of cool. I always have dwarf characters of some sort anyways, so I'll try out an Earthen for sure and at least see what they're all about. And yeah, that's probably will be the main thing. So there'll be a little bit of story stuff Tuesday, obviously the reset stuff coming on as well, that you can take do all your reset stuff, all the world quests if you want to do the special missions, all that stuff if you want to do it. All that stuff will be available. However, we still have another week of just heroic dungeons available. Mythic 0 and heroic will not start until next week. So what I found is probably a few days ago I started getting pretty bored, and I put a ton of time into this. So unless you've put a ton of time in, you might not be feeling this way. But a lot of that's probably early access as well. So I'll be pretty occupied tomorrow with the new stuff coming out, making an Earthen, reset, all that kind of stuff. Probably into Wednesday even. And then the last few days of this week are going to be pretty rough for me for sure. But yeah, that's also, again, playing an extra 4 days and having a ton of play time on my account already for this expansion. So that is, to say that I've, obviously had fun with it because I was playing so much. But I was like staying up way too late and, you know, not getting enough sleep at night and stuff like that. So at least I've gone away from that, where I can get a normal night's sleep and have a productive day and stuff like that throughout my day before getting back on, you know, in the evening once again. So yeah, that's where we are. There's not a ton going on. We got Earthen Allied Race. Go to the Darkmoon Faire if you haven't done it already. And other than that, you just work on your crafting, work on an alt, work on whatever. PvP, like I said, yeah, not a ton to do. So there's been some critiques of it. However, I actually know somebody in real life who's like this. And there's many people like this who are just finishing the campaign because they took their time or they don't play a ton. They're just finishing the campaign, and that's fine too. And I actually applaud that. And especially at the beginning of an expansion, I think between patches it would feel weird. But at the beginning of an expansion, let all the people who bought the expansion just have fun with it. Like they can go through every quest without using any add-ons and watching all the cutscenes and reading all the text. Like, I think that's really cool, and so I'm fine with it. Even if I'm going to be bored for the next, you know, probably 4 or 5 of the next 7 days, I'm going to be pretty bored probably. You know, in game, I have some other stuff to do WoW related that's not in game, but I'll be pretty bored. That's fine if a ton of other people are having fun because they're taking their time, then that's actually pretty cool, and I definitely applaud that. Speaking of myself being busy, I will be working on some stuff for the official Ret Paladin Season 1 guide. I expect to just launch that either on the 10th or the 11th, just right as the season starts with Mythic Zeros and Heroic Week, so people can have you know, a little bit of a guide going into Heroic Week and stuff. So I expect that to be launched. You know, just going to be testing a few things out, double checking a few things. I've already been testing a little bit, but you know, most things are ironed out for the most part, so it shouldn't be any trouble getting that out. And hopefully I feel better as well, because this has been rough just recording this video, I'm not gonna lie. So and probably rough for you guys too, having to hear it. So that'll be it for this one. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out so much. If you're already a subscriber, I encourage you to check out the Patreon. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.